everyone. So today I'm going to share you guys some horror stories and scary stories from schools, and I have some that is from AI itself, but I want to share with you guys because I grew up in Singapore and I'm Singaporean, so I have some natural stories that I experienced before to tell you guys. So the first ever story of being horrified is in secondary school. I was from High Saint Catholic secondary school, and it was a really old school, and now it is like rebuilding itself to a new school, and it's still in the same place, but people have to kind of go to another school temporarily because they're under construction. So what I personally experienced myself is just natural spooky things. Like for example, I have always patrolled in the wee hours of morning because I was a student counselor, but it wasn't scary. I didn't see anything at all, but I think the strangest part on my end was just walking past this toilet, and in the toilet the tap was running itself, and I got creeped out, so I realized I was scared. Yeah, that's the only thing that happened that I can't explain. I think it's not horrifying, it's just spooky. And then there was a time where I had a student counselor camp, and we was nighttime and we had this night walk. My friend who can see spirits, I don't really know her, but like she was telling how she saw something that scared her and people were taking care of her that night. But as for me, because I've seen spirits ever since young, and spirits are very terrifying in nature. I was doing the night walk, and there were a lot of people behind and around in front of me. I realized like I saw something also, and it was like I couldn't really, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a black figure, but it's like swirling things around it. It's different from the spirits I see, which is like the popular Pontianak, but it's like I saw it and it's like really weird looking and alien, because it was a black figure. It was like this 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 tall. It wasn't really that tall. It was just like circling around. I feel like it either an alien or something. Like it just wasn't natural. It's like the first I will remember that from my life, because I always see the natural like Pontiana or the black man figure that's like really tall, and then it's like a really like no face, just like like a humanoid black face. Like if a person were to wear a whole black suit altogether, a very tall person, and without the nose, without the mouth, like that's what I see when my emotions get intense. But I don't want to explain. And then I walked past it because I was like, what was that? And like we were walking, so I didn't have the time to like say like I probably was like, huh? Then I don't really experience anything else scary. I saw online that because there was a Mother Mary statue, because it's a Catholic school, and the article wrote that the eyes would cry blood. So I didn't see that. It was more of like the thrill of like being around like people who told me like scary stories, because I like it. And I obviously slept that night, but then I woke up because I was probably like paranoid. I can't sleep. Then I fall back asleep back, and I didn't see anything, so I'm unlucky. And yeah, and then I went to MDIS, which is my school of psychology in Queenstown. I also don't experience anything much of a significant experience, because it was like very weird. Like for example, in class, I mean, you guys know I have schizophrenia, so I'm not sure. Probably I'm thinking weirdly, but I really thought like, because the whiteboard is like kind of glaring, like I know like whiteboards you can't really see, you can only see what the teacher is writing and stuff, but I think it's because of the projector lights, and like I just saw I was in class and oh yeah, okay, now I remember things. I was in class and because of the projector lights it was very shining, and like I saw, like I could see my friend's reflection in my reflection, and I thought like I saw this man like kind of hanging, like obviously the black man figure again, but it wasn't like a fixed black, it was like a shadow of like a black man, and I think it was hanging upside down or something, and I was feeling it was really weird, but I didn't care, and I might be tripping, so I don't know about that, but I remember I saw my friend go out of the classroom, and it's like when he went out, he like quickly vanished. Like I don't know what happened, but I was thinking to myself, that's weird. Or like I remember like I saw like this person, which is like a girl or something, and I got freaked out because I was at class. I'm like, I don't have time to deal with this. It was like a like a woman, but she's like really, she seems like she's young or something, but I always have this feeling that this person is young but they're old. Like I think she was there at me outside the classroom, and I was like totally like, please go away. Eventually she went away. Like I kept telling myself like, please go away, I don't have time to see you or like entertain you. I mean, and I think it does work. Like you can tell them to leave and they did leave, because that person really did leave. Like to me, I think spirits, like if I'm not wrong, they can seem like this age but they're like older. Like they aren't really what they are, what I mean. Like they can appear as someone younger but they're actually really old in age, especially because they passed on. So yeah, there were also times where I was at the toilet and everything just switched off, and now I realize that there are like lights where it would like go off, but like it was sudden because I'm still at the toilet, and I was like, oh no, I'm seriously doomed. And then when I was washing my hands, because I had to do what I had to do, just wash my hands, I keep hearing like things like on the sink, or like really intense like shaking by like a hen or something. Then I walked out. I'm like at the point of time I don't care at all. I was so like numb. And then after, it was a bad period for me spiritually, because I wasn't really myself, and like I don't know, like it was probably a black aura color for me, like that event of having that. But I'm better now, and I'm older, and yeah. And the other stories that I have also known is that because my first ever house that I remember ever since I was young was in Pasir Ris, and I lived in this like 3-story house. It was amazing, and I realized that it's really something that I look back upon because it's my childhood. And I also think like there are like places where my siblings used to go, and my siblings used to cycle, and I'm the only one who can't cycle, because I always cycle backwards because I'm just really scared of cycling. Even now I don't try at all. And my siblings, my elder sister and my elder brother would go and cycle to this house where it's called the Red House, which the ever famous story has became that it got demolished, and it's now like a preschool house in Pasir Ris, just all the way east. And like here, if you in Singapore, the Amrati is from Pasir Ris to Jurong. So Pasir Ris is the furthest in the east, and Jurong is all the way to the west. So now that I remembered it, it was always rumored to be like haunted, and people would like go there and like vandalize because it was abandoned for a long time. And obviously, ghosts and spirits, demons love to enter these abandoned houses, and it's like I think in the past it was like a huge house for a really rich like Angmo family, like my mom is like Western family, if I'm not wrong, and please don't come for me, but like I think it was abandoned because something happened to one of the family members, and everything just went out from the house. So yeah, and I haven't been there, don't know if it's really haunted. It's more like just people love to explore abandoned places. That's like humans' curiosity, and yeah. But I remember my senior told me he went to inside the house, and then he got scared because he heard some voice that told him to get out or something. Then he went to run away. So yeah. And okay, so based on AI, it says that it's a building where there's red bricks and stone lions. That is over there when they had the actual thing placed, and at night the lion's eyes would glow red, and there are those who witness it are left paralyzed. Okay, it's pretty funny because I can't imagine people getting paralyzed by that, but it might be true. It makes sense because if it was really glaring, like they would just be like, okay, I can't move and I'm probably gonna faint. And yeah, but it's funny how like statues have powers. Remember that just now, like Haising Catholic, and now it's like the Red House. So it's like it's pretty cool how the statues are like haunted. So now the AI told me that there's a U-shaped toilet in Polytechnic, and it didn't disclose the Polytechnic name, but there's a hole in the door, possibly due to someone getting stuck and never leaving. So the legend suggests that those who are in the U-shaped toilet, that is a trap with no escape for those who enter it. I don't know how a U-shaped toilet stall could trap someone, but yeah, I don't know. Toilets stories of female toilets in schools have lights that always remain on even when no one is using them. This kind of brings me back to my work because I do freelance work, and I realized like I went to Lanhua Primary and literally all the lights were on, like even if we went inside, but I could sense dark energy because when I entered I was like, this is bad. And you know what was running? Like the water was running, and like two of the cubicles were like closed. And I'm not someone who's very like scared, but I saw and felt a dark energy. I went to another toilet below. It was really weird because like it felt like someone was inside there, but I'm sure there was no one. Then I realized I freaked out. I'm like, I'm out of here. I think it doesn't make sense because even when I was in Haising Catholic school, right, the secondary school, I don't even have like, the lights on. Like the lights will only go out when I'm inside. So yeah, it is weird. I think so. It was haunted like at Lanhua Primary at the time, and then coming back to this haunted toilet story by AI, it says that specific cubicles often marked out of order with masking tape are said to be closed and unapproachable. Some individuals have reported hearing footsteps and the sound of doors slamming shut even when no one else is present. I think that would be so scary if you're like inside the cubicle and you hear a door shut, because if it's like a really strong shut, I would really freak out and probably panic. So yeah, so that's all I have to share for scary stories and from what I experienced and what I got from Meta AI about schools in Singapore, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.